Hi. So, I haven't really made any video in the past 7 months, and initially my goal for this channel was to make a video weekly, sort of detailing my weekly progress when it came to my health journey and going over some challenges week to week, but I just gave up on that goal at the end of the last year because I just felt demotivated in many ways. I didn't find it enjoyable to make the videos. Sometimes I just felt like I didn't really have much to say and it just wasn't enjoyable at all. And I wasn't making any real progress. And, everything just felt stagnant. And I just said, you know what, fuck it. This is my channel. It's not like I have any responsibility to anyone at all, except for myself, maybe, when it comes to these videos. So I said, you know what, I'll pause for now and see when I may want to revisit this channel. But now I wanted to make a video again, and I'm gonna use this channel more in the future, and the purpose will be very simple. Just my personal journal where I talk about things I want to talk about when I want to talk about them, because the fact of the matter is that the footage from last year actually has been valuable to me, and I want to maintain such valuable information for myself in the future as well. But yeah, just posting when I feel it's good for me, that's the best I think in the future. So, what's the situation for me right now? Well, as you can see, I am not doing so well when it comes to the health journey. In fact, right now I'm at my heaviest ever. I recently recorded a weight of maybe 103 kilograms or around that number. And honestly, I'm not very happy about that at all. I feel a bit disheartened that it happened, and I want to talk about how it happened, why it happened, what the hell is going on right now, and what I'm going to do in the future. So, where do I begin? Well, after I stopped making videos for this channel at the beginning of this year, I kind of just let myself go very rapidly. I gained a lot of kilograms in a very short amount of time, and I still kept track of my weight, which meant that I could sort of watch it now in retrospective, and I saw that I gained a massive amount of weight very quickly. So at the end of January, I had gained like 5 or 6 kilograms from 90, so I was at 95, 96 kilograms. And then for a couple of months, I managed to sort of maintain that level, roughly maybe going up to 97 kilograms, until the end of the semester at May, June, when I started gaining some weight, and slowly during the summer break I've gone past 100 kilograms, which is quite a sad milestone, to be honest, to pass that one. And now I'm at 103, my heaviest weight ever. It's in the middle of July. And I just feel that it has to stop. The trend has to be broken. And now you may ask, what the hell happened? Why did all of this happen? And there are many reasons for this. I've thought about it quite a bit. I've been under a lot of stress. And this past semester, my colleague died by suicide. That sucked. And since February, this has put an enormous amount of stress on me, because what happened when my colleague died was that I sort of stepped in to fill his place and I took on a lot of tasks that were originally his to take care of. So that meant a lot of extra workload for me and a lot of extra stress in my life that I didn't really count on. And it was actually really tough for me. It was not fun at all. And I felt the stress in many different ways. Apart from that, I also have started developing other kinds of back pain than just the herniated back that I've had for a while. And while the hernia still hurts to this day, which is quite remarkable and unfortunate. But I've also started having some very strange and concerning back pain issues, which I sort of experience when I wake up after sleeping. So every morning, basically, I wake up with an intense pain in my entire back, or at least my entire upper back, every day. And it goes over pretty quickly, but in those starting hours of the day, it's not very fun at all. But it quickly passes, at least, especially if I move around a bit. But it's still very annoying and very painful, and I have no idea what it is. And I've tried to, get some consultation with doctors, but so far I've come up empty-handed with that. Hopefully that changes soon. So yeah, a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, a lot of shit going on, and quite frankly, a lot of undeserved shit has come my way recently. So you might be tempted to say, okay, is this my explanation for why I gained all this weight? And the answer to that is, I don't think so. I've had a lot of stress in my life before and after this, but the fact of the matter is that my weight situation, it's not really about that. It's all connected to my addiction to sugar. And that hasn't really changed because of stress. The stress just gave me sort of a convenient excuse to look past some worrying tendencies with my addiction. And the fact of the matter is, the more I think about it, the less I think that the stress I've experienced is why I gained weight so rapidly this year. It's more about other things, I feel. It's more about my addiction, and that I've sort of resigned myself to a lifestyle where the addiction can run rampant without even bothering to, keep it in place or checking it. So for the past year, I've been stressed a lot, but I've also procrastinated a fair bit. I've spent a lot of my spare time not really doing anything and just wasting time in front of the computer, watching videos and really being passive. When that happens, I've started noticing that when I am passive and say, watch a video, then I have time to think about other things. And I start thinking about food, and I start thinking about sweets, and I start thinking about candy that I like and how good it would be to eat some of it. And then I go to the store, buy some candy, because I also have now realized that I have actually a pretty good, decent salary that I can use to buy candy, and it won't really affect my finances no matter how much I buy. And I've started buying quite a bit, and then I sit eating it, and then, I'm wasting time. I'm not really doing anything productive, so while I'm not doing anything productive at all, or engaging at all, besides just watching some shows on the computer, I eat candy almost constantly. And the amounts of candy I've eaten are just mind-boggling when you think about it. It's like you have several thousands of calories extra each month or each week. You can talk like 10,000 calories extra a week or something like that. It's an insane number. And it's not like I haven't thought about it briefly before, but the more I think about it, the more fucked up it becomes. And the less it can be sort of explained by stress. And know, I've started sort of really reflecting on my behavior for the past month when things have got sort of spun out of control like crazy. And I noticed that I've gone back to this sort of habit that I had in the past of just eating simply because it's there. So it's not that much about me being actually really having this craving for sugar. It's about me sort of planning for it in advance, buying a lot of shit. Then I get home and I have all of this shit in my drawers, in my kitchen, and then I just sit there and I start eating it because it's there. I'm not even enjoying it sometimes. I'm just eating it to get rid of it so that it's not there anymore. And then every fucking day I've been telling myself for a while now that, oh, I'll just eat all of this that's left, and then when I've done that, I'll get back on the wagon, baby. I will start losing those extra pounds. No problem. It will be so fucking easy. But then I don't do that. I buy more. And then it's the same fucking cycle again. I start eating it and I'm like, oh, I'm getting back on the wagon after this. And what's a few more pounds? I'll shed those off quickly. No problem. No, fuck that attitude. It's not helpful. It's just my addiction talking again. I've seen it before. If you watch my first video, you can see me sort of outlining what my addiction is like, and it's the same fucking shit. You have this little leprechaun sitting on your shoulder, just walking around, pointing out, oh, there's some candy. Oh, you don't want to eat it, but you could. And that's all the leprechaun does. The leprechaun doesn't really think for you. It just points out all the available candy and sweet stuff that you could be sitting and stuffing your face with. And it just does that constantly, all the time. And if you're engaging in activities where you give that little fucking leprechaun the opportunity to just sit there and speak, it will use that opportunity to speak. And it will just talk about all the candy that is available, about how you could maybe bake something. You have sugar in your pantry, so why don't you just bake something? You could eat that. And it will taste good, probably, right? So why don't you just go ahead? And look, you've eaten half of your shit already, so why not finish the job? You can do it. Sure, it will feel like, you'll feel like crap afterwards, but you can do it. And then you do it, you feel like crap, and the leprechaun still says like, you know what you could do? Tomorrow you could go to the store and buy more candy. And it just never stops. It's not about it telling you to do something. It just points out constantly that the option exists. You can do this all the time. And that's sort of what makes it so easy to fall off the wagon when it comes to addiction. It's not like, for me at least, it's not about this strong craving that sort of compels me necessarily to eat. It's just that you have this fucking leprechaun on your shoulder that always just points out, there's some candy, you could have that candy, you could eat that candy. Fuck me if you don't care if you want the candy, but you could have it. So why don't you get it? You could have it, so why not have it now? You know, the more you think about it, the more irrational and insane it sounds, but that is the nature of it. It's not that I feel like I need it, it's that I feel like I could have it, and therefore I get it, and therefore I eat it, because it's there, available to me. You know, sometimes I feel cravings, sure. But most of the time when I eat candy, it's not because of cravings. It's because of this weird idea I get from the leprechaun on my shoulder. That, oh, well, do it because you've done it in the past, and, you know, doing it one more time won't hurt, so why not do it again? And again, and again, and again. And the cycle never stops. So, the more I think about it, the more it comes down to not letting the leprechaun speak. And I have noticed that there is a way to get it to shut the fuck up. And there is only one way. And that is to be occupied with something, for real, mentally engaged. So I've noticed that times when I don't notice the leprechaun on my shoulder pointing out all the available candy is when I am mentally engaged in something else. When I'm sort of creating something, maybe I'm working on a very specific task that I need to be focused on. It can be even when I play, say, computer games. I can get totally absorbed in those, and then I don't care at all about candy. I may not even care about eating at all then. Same when I play the accordion. I don't care. I don't care about the fucking leprechaun. Or when I'm out with friends, talking to them, I don't care about the fucking leprechaun. But it's those moments when I'm not doing anything, when I give my leprechaun the chance to speak, it will say all this fucking stupid fucking shit all the time, and I will listen to it all the time. I've decided to go sort of get back on the wagon for real, and that's why I made this video, to mark that start and to sort of have a point of reflection to go back to in the future if I so feel like it. I've been through a lot, but I hope that things will be better in the future because, I may not have been able to do my best in the past several months. A lot of it has had to do with the negative mindset caused by the pain. And this is also something you can see if you watch my videos from March and forward. You will see how my back pain slowly eroded all my will to do anything about my weight. It was catastrophic indeed, and it was sort of certainly the catalyst for what has transpired now. We see the effects of it right now. But it's not the root cause behind it. It's the addiction to sugar, which I will refer to as the leprechaun on my shoulder. Nobody but I can see it or hear it. I don't even see it, but I can hear the lies it whispers all the time. And it's not even lies. It's technically true what it's saying. It's so fucking stupid. And I listen to it because there is nothing else that I'm doing at the moment. So I choose to listen to it because I'm bored. Or I'm not really doing anything. So why not eat some extra candy? It's always hard to talk about these things honestly, especially in front of other people. But fortunately for me, nobody's watching this channel, so just making these vlogs, even if they are public, it's not really a big deal for me. But with all I've said, and even though I am right now at my heaviest ever, it's not like I'm pessimistic or anything. I'm actually quite optimistic right now. I just feel like right now I am starting to get into the right mindset. I've thought about things quite a bit now for a while. I've had time to finally, after years of quite remarkable levels of stress, finally I have a moment to breathe. I have moments to reflect. I have a moment to really just work out how I want to proceed in life. And I have job security for a while now, quite a bit forward. In fact, I probably am set for life when it comes to job security. So financial worries, I don't have any right now. And even if my back pain may never go away, and I'm not sure it will actually go away, because the hernia has still not passed, and I'm not at all sure that the pain would pass even if I allowed for surgery to remove the herniated tissue. But even if in that case, you know, I feel like my life can be a lot better than it is right now because, you know, when I look at myself right now, I see that I've gained weight. It's visible, and I don't particularly like how my looks have changed because of this. I don't like it very much. But it's not just about appearance for me, because I also noticed what strain it has put on my body, you know. Getting heavier, it puts a strain on me, you know. You can't wear the same clothes anymore. And I hate that. I like my old clothes. I don't like going out to buy clothes. I just want to have my clothes and be able to wear them until they sort of break at the fiber level. But if I gain more weight, I can't do that. I have to change clothes. And I sort of notice when I've overeaten the way I've been doing for the past several months, it really puts a strain on me. It's a physical strain that I feel. And I am sure it does nothing to help me with my back pain issues. In fact, there is reason for me to believe that it makes my back pain a lot worse. And that has to do with my creeping suspicion that the back pain I have in the upper back after I wake up in the morning, I think it actually has to do with something inflammatory. And, you know, eating sugar all day, all night, whatever, it increases inflammation for sure. And just stopping with that hopefully helps. And even if it doesn't, just losing a couple of pounds will ease off the strain on my body. And moreover, you know, if I stop overeating the way I've been doing lately, I don't have to feel like shit after having gorged myself, like I have done in the past, you know, while I for many days now, for many days in the last sort of period, in the last, say, month or so, I've sort of overeaten to the extent where I feel sort of stuffed, heavy, breathing is strained. I've overeaten to the point where I'm sort of almost nauseous. I feel heartburn, how, you know, I've eaten so much that it starts coming up the other end as well. It's fucking disgusting. I feel awful. And then we can talk about my stool as well. My digestion is fucking crap right now. Literally, I am, you know, almost constantly constipated because of all the candy I'm eating. And that doesn't help with my back pain. It's actually a lot harder than you think to go number 2 when you're constipated while having a hernia. Because what the constipation does is you have to sort of increase internal pressure to get it out. And when you increase internal pressure from your bowel movement that's trying to push out the constipated fecal matter, it will press against your ischias nerve. And that motherfucker is already hypersensitive, so it hurts like hell, or at least it can hurt like hell in extreme cases, like it did actually do last year when my hernia was at its absolute worst. But it still hurts to be constipated, and I've been constipated a lot lately, and I don't like that either. And that's all because of my diet. You know, I've been keeping track of my stool and how it has sort of been affected by what I've eaten, and it's fucked. It's really, really fucked. You know. But yeah, right now, I'm motivated to continue my health journey now. And I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic. I hope that things will go better now than they have done in the past couple of months. I want to do many things right now, and my strategy will be pretty simple going forward. Don't eat candy. Eat regular food, 3 meals a day. Don't overeat. And when you're not eating, make sure I do something with my time. I shouldn't just sit down and give my leprechaun a moment of silence to fill with its stupid observations. Never allow that fucking leprechaun to speak. Silence the leprechaun. And I will do this by sort of engaging myself in certain projects and maybe playing some computer games, which actually do help me a lot. And, going for walks, exercising, doing basic shit. Just getting my life on track, and hopefully things will work out for the better. I am optimistic, as I said earlier. So, we'll see when I post next. Maybe I will make some post soon, sort of outlining how things have gone. Or it will be a while. In either case, I hope to be able to pull this off, I really do. So yeah, that's it for me, at least for this time. Goodbye.